All right, grab yourself a Breck Brew because the trade deadline rumors are continuing to heat up. I promised a defenseman. I lied. But how about a defensive forward?
They
Is
would
that
have never
close
known.
enough? Yeah.
They would have never known.
Arturi Lehkonen is our man on the list for this one. Going to come in as a depth forward, but a guy that very obviously fits the mold that someone like Jared Bednar is absolutely going to love as a player.
Yeah. As a tryhard who gets up and down the ice really quickly and has the two-way acumen, it's an easy sell, especially this year when his production is high like it is.
Yep.
The question,
Especially on a bad team.
The real question is that production going to continue? Because he's a guy that has gone through long dry spells in his career of meaningful offense. Of driving play, of pushing the pace.
Also has an 18-goal season, though, to be
So,
fair.
right, but this is where a guy that runs really hot and cold, you're running that risk. Like we talk about it a lot of time. Almost all players are streaky to some extent, right?
Sure.
Right.
But there are some guys, and Lehkonen is one of them, where when the cold snap hits, it's a cold.
You're
it's
in
a
the
blizzard.
deep freeze. Yeah.
It is
Bitter,
negative
bitter
40
cold.
degrees outside. It is life in Buffalo every day, right? Like it is cold, windy, and not fun for anybody. So you are rolling that dice, and you are buying a little high on him right now, especially because if Montreal is in seller mode, they're not doing it. We're just trying to get whatever we can for these guys. They're strategically going to be targeting. Okay. They've already got a decent bundle of picks. They're looking to add more with the Ben Sherratts of the world. They could be after prospects. They could be after maybe a younger NHL forward or a prospect that hasn't broken into the NHL in Colorado, but sure would get a chance in Montreal.
Sure would.
If you could get Arturi Lehkonen for Kiefer Sherwood, you would do that, yes.
The what you said there right off the beginning of this one, Rudo, honestly, eliminate the production, whether it's an up year or down year for him. This is just the mold that this coaching staff has.
This is an easy, like,
right.
Does he fit?
Plug and
Yep.
play. Yep. Yeah.
There's no other like, oh, well, this part of it, and then they have to do with this, and nope. Yeah,
He's got the
fits.
speed. He's a penalty killer, which obviously I even talked. They are talking about the penalty kill in every press conference right now. The players, coaches, everybody. It's a huge focus. This is a guy who's got the speed. AJ, I always love when we describe guys like that. Just ultra try hard.
Yeah.
Logan O'Connor with a bit more finish, and you know that Jared Bednar would sign up for that 10 out of 10
Every day of the
times.
week, for sure. It's one of those interesting conversations because I think he's one of the few players that you look at and you go, this guy would really fit on the Avs third line specifically.
Yeah, you throw his speed next to an Alex Newhook, and it could be interesting. If he's going through one of the better stretches, the goal scoring, if he could score some goals next to Newhook, that they could find some chemistry that would be a big breakthrough for that group.
And it just helps round out the Avs lineup when healthy. You kind of start to have that defensive ability player on every line. It's Landon for the first line. The second line is Nuke, and then it would be Lehkonen on whatever that third line really looks like.
Yeah.
Because, yes, you get some try hard out of guys like Logan O'Connor, out of Tyson Jost, out of all of that.
Yeah.
But adding a Lehkonen gives that much more flexibility to the Avs depth.
Well, it just gives you some offensive punch because both those guys you just named, I agree with you. I think those are kind of like your super try-hard guys that kill penalties and work hard below the goal line, but neither of those guys, it looked for a minute like O'Connor was going to start, have some of that finish to his game, just really isn't consistent with it. Tyson Jost, we've now seen that kind of play out over his career, that you can get it in spots but not others, and here you get that, but a guy with a little bit more of a minor track record of being able to put
There's
up some points.
consistency there, right?
Some
Yeah.
points and some goals. And so you kind of get that element that you've really embraced in your bottom six, but with a little bit of offensive punch when he's going.
Price here. We can't be talking about a first-round pick, right?
No, that's the Ben Sherratt world. That's the world where they're crazy pants. With Lehkonen, look, he's a year. He's an RFA at the end of the year, and then it's his last RFA year going into UFA next year.
Yep.
So you're talking about a contract that's going to be in the mid 2s, low 3s. So you're not going to get it we're not talking about a 4th or 5th round pick here.
Right.
This is probably a 2nd or a 3rd. This is the NHL's favorite. It's a 2nd and a 3rd, and the 3rd is conditional on him playing 50% of the games and the Avs winning the cup. And if that doesn't happen, then the 3rd turns into a 5th, and they get a 4th in return.
Yeah.
And it's just the scales, right? The scales of justice as they balance in a trade.
Yeah, I was going to say that this is also going to be one that I think some of the price will be dictated by the demand. As we get a little bit closer to the deadline, if there's 3 or 4 teams all trying to get in on him, I think you maybe can get up into that 2nd round territory. But I think you're right. Either way, this has conditional pick written all over it.
Yeah, and the other thing we should note, true for this, true for every single video, every player we're going to talk about, money has to go out the door. Some level of money, whether it's like Darren Helm's money or Ryan Murray or it's Tyson Jost or JT Compher, whatever it ends up being, money has to go the other way.
Yeah.
It has to. They're just so tied up against the cap that they can't just add dudes.
It's just the reality of the Avs situation, especially if it's someone like a Lehkonen who there's going to be around after this year.
Yeah.
So, a deeper conversation there that I'm sure we'll talk about on some podcasts. But we do have to wrap this video up. We got another forward coming up next. This one, I think it's a pretty interesting conversation on a guy out of Columbus. So be sure to hit that next video in this playlist, and you'll be listening to me in about 30 seconds.